You ever have one of those weeks where you wake up to the sound of birds and the smell of creek water, and by sundown you're Googling how to file an injunction in this state because your entire life is getting rerouted by people who call a cul-de-sac a community? Yeah, that's the flavor I got when the HOA rolled up and tried to fence me out of my own farm. If you've never been told you don't belong on the land you've worked every day for years, I'll tell you, there's a kind of anger that settles in, low and cold, like a stone under the ribs. So picture this, me, in my busted cap and work jeans, stacking rice seed under a sky that still belonged to everyone. And here comes a golf cart idling sideways at the end of my drive, like some parade float from a rulebook convention. Guy's name was Reginald. He says it with all the vowels, like he's never had to spell it twice at Starbucks. Clipboard, sunglasses, one of those HOA flags stuck to his cart, flapping like a threat. He starts right in, community standards, property values, formal membership, and I'm thinking, I farm this patch, I don't have time for committees. I tell him as much, but he's got that smile that says he's not listening, just waiting for his turn. You're bound by the association now, he goes. Roads maintained by us. Dues are modest, membership's mandatory. I tap the metal post at the end of my driveway. Easement's older than his haircut. The county recorded it decades before their subdivision was a twinkle in a developer's eye. He blinks, taps his clipboard like he's hoping. Answers fall out. I keep it simple. I'll pay my share of the road, like always. I'm not joining your club. And you know the look people give you when they're about to pull the real card? Yeah. He mentions the color of my house, my rooster, my hay bales. Suddenly I'm a public enemy because my barn isn't beige and my rooster's got a clock for lungs. I knew it wasn't over. A few days go by. I come back from town with coffee and fence wire, and there it is, a brand new aluminum gate, welded shut, padlock shining, and 3 HOA soldiers in matching polos standing behind it like they're filming an infomercial. Reginald's there. Cheryl, who stands like she's never lost a staring contest. And some guy with a phone, filming, like he's going to send it to his lawyer aunt in Dallas. Private road. HOA members only, the sign says. Underneath, violators will be towed. I don't yell. I don't even sigh. I take pictures. Call the sheriff. Cheryl starts talking about consensus and community. I give her a smile, the kind you use on colts that kick the fence. Sheriff's office picks up. Ma'am, this isn't an emergency, but I can't get to my farm. The HOA's locked the only road. I've got a recorded easement. She says a deputy will come by. Reginald, meanwhile, is practicing his best "we own the road" line. You can get the code when you join, he says. I remind him. Loud enough for the phone mic. It's a recorded right-of-way. You can't buy your way into someone else's deed. Cheryl flinches. The filmer keeps filming. I sit on my tailgate, eat my sandwich. Anger's useful, but not right now. Deputy shows. Young guy, mailbox-worn face, name tag says Armac. He listens, checks the gate, checks the sign, asks the HOA crew if they've got a key. Keys are for members. Reginald goes, like he's in a movie. Deputy Max shakes his head. You don't have authority to block a recorded easement. Open it. Cheryl presses her lips so tight she could crush a walnut. The filmer finally admits he's got the key. Unlocks it, swings the gate wide, and the sound it makes. Let's just say I'll hear it every time someone says the word compromise. Deputy has me drive through twice for the camera. Reminds everyone, don't block access again. HOA folks retreat, muttering. I figure, all right, maybe that's the end of it. Nope. That night, my neighbor Thad keeps bees, minds his business, sidles up while I'm at the creek. You kicked a hornet's nest, he says. Didn't kick nothing, I reply. Just said no to a club. He's heard talk. Some folks think the road's theirs now because they pay a contractor. Never mind that it's a legal easement. He puts it better than I could. An easement's a property right, not an allowance. I wish more people understood that. 3 days later, new gate. Moved it farther down, heavier posts, anti-saw sleeves, bigger sign. No access. Cameras too. I call the sheriff again. New deputy, woman this time, business in her walk. HOA sends a guy named Bryce. Expensive laundry smell, sunglasses like a poker player. We voted to restrict non-member access, he says. The deputy asks for vote records. Secretary's got it. Bryce shrugs. She shrugs right back. Move the gate, she says to me. Don't damage more than necessary. I fetch my tractor. Lift the gate slow, set it aside. Leave a note. Do not obstruct the right-of-way. Contact your attorney. Deputy takes more photos. Tells me to keep documenting. Now here's where it gets weird. My water permit's up for renewal. County board's coming for a surprise inspection. Miss it, you get delayed months, maybe denied. HOA decides today's the day for road resurfacing. Parks a truck. Cones, blocks the road. 2 board members lounging in lawn chairs. Road's closed. Walk if you must. I show them the county code. Can't block a dedicated access, not even for resurfacing. You want to be the person who blocks an ambulance? That lands. Inspector calls me lost. I hike her up the cattle path. We do the inspection under the cottonwoods. Drone buzzes overhead. Someone's nephew, as I find out later, gathering evidence of unpermitted grading. Except I have the permits, the manure plan, the whole binder. Next day, escalation, the dumbest yet. I park my truck on the shoulder, unloading feet. Tow truck pulls up, hooks my rear axle. Bryce stands behind him, arms folded, smirk locked in. I tell the driver, this is a shared right-of-way. I have a recorded easement. Sheriffs told you not to block me. The driver shrugs. Everyone shrugs in these stories. I call the sheriff, take pictures, call DOT, call Thad to film in case anyone says I went aggressive. Deputy Mac shows up quick, tells the driver to put my truck down, tells Bryce home values are not a law. Then Bryce says the quiet part out loud. Maybe if he joined the association, he'd get access privileges. Deputy makes him say it again, slow, on body cam. That was the slip. The deputy gets everyone's statements, tells me to send all my photos, says he's calling the county attorney and the fire district. Emergency access is serious business. That night, I talked to a lawyer, Petra. She handles land cases like most folks handle fence repairs, fast and clean. She says I've got a strong case for an injunction and maybe more if we press the extortion angle. But I tell her, I want to farm, not fight. She files a temporary order. Court sets a hearing. I tape that order to my fence in a plastic sleeve. Next morning, dump trucks blocking the road. Guy with a rake says he's maintaining. I call the deputy, video the whole thing, call Petra. Deputy gets the truck moved, reminds the crew there's a court order. Court day, me in my cleanest shirt, Petra with her files. Judge listens, bored but alert, as Petra walks through the gate, the tow, the drone, the body cam confession. HOA lawyer tries private road, fairness, safety. Petra says, conditioning access on membership is not legal authority. Judge agrees, grants the injunction, no more blocking, no more forced membership. The AG and DOT get involved. Code enforcement leaves a notice. Neighbors vote out the old board. New chair, Joe, is a librarian, wants invoices. Not drama. I pay my maintenance share, nothing more. Petra finalizes the order. I get my permit renewed. The fire chief reminds everyone what emergency access means. Few weeks later, roads quiet again. No gate, no cones, just dust and sunlight. A lemonade stand pops up. Clear road, neighbors matter. I tape the permanent order to the fence for good measure. Paper matters. So do voices. So does standing up when someone mistakes control for safety. So, if anyone ever tries to block your only road, remember, the law is a tool you clean and put back, not a weapon to wave around. Keep your records tidy. Trust the boring words. Easement, injunction, proportion. And don't let anyone tell you where you belong. I've got a harvest to bring in and a road to drive. Let me know. Have you ever had to fight for what should have been yours all along? Drop your story below. Hit like if you've tangled with an HOA, and share your thoughts on justice, neighbors, or just good old-fashioned stubbornness. See you next time, friends.